Is it recording?
All right. Today we're starting Unit 5-1, Relations and Functions. We are going to start with the definition of a set. What is a set? Remember we watched a video yesterday?
That's a great question.
I know, right? Anybody? It's a collection of objects and it will be written in set notation. So how many of you collect things at home, whether it be stamps, coins? What do you collect? Okay.
Jelly rock.
Jelly Crocs.
No, jelly cats.
Oh, jelly cats, my bad.
Snowflake.
Okay.
Spider-Man.
What?
Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man. I'm like, it's not what I heard, but I can't repeat what I heard.
CD.
Okay. Anybody else? Vinyls? As in records. Yes. That's a good one too. Hold on. All right, so how do we write set notation? We've done it. All you're doing is your squiggly lines, and whatever's in your set will be there. Inside our set, anyone know what they're called? What the set inside is called? It's called an element. And I'm not talking about an element in science. We're now talking about elements in math. Have you noticed how a lot of math terms are also science terms or vice versa?
Yeah.
Yeah, it will continue to happen as you go further in math. All right, so that's a set. Let's talk about a relation. A relation is a set of ordered pairs. And how do we write an ordered pair again? How do we write an ordered pair? X comma Y. Will X always come first? Yes, it will never change. All right, so here is an example of a relation. It is a set of ordered pairs. Now, how do we write it as a set? Well, we take what is here and we write each one of them with inside the set. That's all we're doing. And then you end with your notation. Now, looking at these, looking at 2, 3, what is my X? My Y? In the next one, what is my X? My Y? Bless you. My next one? And my last one. Correct. All right, so now we're going to add a step further. We're going to talk about our domain and our range. They have to do with X and Y. What is the domain? It is the X, okay? Also known as what? It's not just X. Input, yes. The X values. are our domain. And we are going to call that the input. Okay? So X is in. Range, what's our range? Range is our Y. So it's the Y values. Of the ordered pair. So if X is our input, what do we think Y is?
Output.
Y is our output. So domain will be what's going in, and the Y is what's coming out. So what is a function? What's a function? Anyone know? This is where it gets confusing. A function is a relation. That assigns exactly one output for an input. Okay, remember yesterday in the video when he blew the whistle and said that it was not a function?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what he was talking about. There can only be one output for each input. What does this mean in other words that you might make more sense? It means no repeated what? What can't we repeat? Which ones? X or Y?
X.
Correct. We cannot repeat the X value. And the X value is also known as our
Domain.
or our input. Okay, so no repeated X value or no repeated inputs. All right, so the first method that we're going to talk about, there are multiple methods that we can use when we are trying to determine if something is a function. The first one I think you will find kind of easy, and it's called the mapping diagram. Anybody ever hear this? This is kind of like getting to some new information that you may not have covered in 8th grade.
I don't think this is.
Anyone hear the vertical line test? Okay, it's all the same stuff. Okay? All right, now, so the mapping diagram, I think, is fairly easy. However, the vertical line test is a lot easier. But we're going to start with the mapping diagram first. So it's asking us to find the domain and the range of each relation. Then we need to determine if each relation is a function. So this is our set here. Again, how do we determine the domain? The domain is what? What values?
X value.
So it's all my X values up here. So what's my first X value?
11.
Read them all off.
12, 13, 20,
Okay. My range is all my what values?
Y.
Why? Read them to me.
-2, -1, -2, 7.
Okay. Do I need to write -2 twice?
No.
No, I don't. So now that I have them in their own set, I can now map it out. So when I map things out, I'm simply just drawing a box for my domain and a box for my range. And I'm just going to write the numbers that I have in the set in this box. Okay. Then to see if anything is repeating, I am just going to take my domain and match it to the range. So my domain for 11 matches what? -2. My domain for 12 matches what for my range? 13 matches?
7.
-2.
Oh, wait.
And 20 matches? What's the Y value for 20? 7. So, do I have any X values that have repeated? No. So there's no repeated X values. So is this a function?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Okay. You may be thinking, why do I have to do all that? I can see it with my own eyes. Because you have to prove it. Okay. So on a test or on a quiz, if you're asked to use the mapping diagram, this is what you need to do. You need to show your domain, you need to show your range, and you need to show it down here and then tell me whether it is or is not a function. Okay, let's look at number 2. So again, I'm going to do my domain. What are my domain values?
-2, -1, and 6.
And you seemed a little unsure on the next one. Because it's repeated, so I don't need to write it. So automatically, we already have an X value that repeats. What do we know?
It's not a function.
It's not a function, but let's prove it. All right, what are my Y values?
-1, 0, 3, 1.
All right, let's draw my box. All right, what is the Y value for -2?
-1,
What is the Y value for -1?
0.
What is the Y value for 6?
3.
So now I still have a Y value left. What is its X value?
-2.
-2. Okay, notice I have an X value that is going to 2 outputs. So my X value is repeated. So it is not a function. Yes. Sorry. All right, turn it over, and I want you to try those last two on your own. Remember, you're going to set up the domain and the range. No, you can write it both. If you want to, yes. So in number 3, what did we notice right away? There's a repeating x value, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to, you can write it a second time in here, but you don't have to. The only thing I want to caution you is that when you write it twice and put it in your box, you won't necessarily see it going to the same y value. Because you'll only see it. I mean, you'll see the same number. I'll do it both ways. All right. Also, if you don't want to draw your boxes, as long as you label it domain and write them, you're fine. All right, where's my 3 going?
So -2.
To -2. What about 8?
1,
9?
2,
-4?
0.
Huh? I know, I only read it once. So, here's the caution for you. So if I would write the 3 here, I now will draw a line here. Do I see 2 lines coming from one x value? No. So that is my only caution with doing that. If you can see it, great. So instead of putting that 3 down here, and I would have it by itself, that's what it will look like. So I would see the double x value. So we know this is not a function. What did we get for number 4?
Yes.
All right, let's check it out. So my domain values are what?
6.5765.
In stereo, love it. My range,
0, -1, 2, 6, -1.
So again, I draw my little chart.
But is the negative one repeating itself?
Yes, it is. So it didn't have to go in there twice. So if you write it in there, that's fine. I just wouldn't, I'm not going to rewrite it on out here. Oops. All right, 6.5 is going where?
0.
7,
Negative 1.
6,
2.
2,
6.
5.
Negative 1.
So is this a function?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
How many of you say no?
No, I meant
You might yes. Okay. So, but I'm glad you did. Don't get confused. Just because it's going to a y value more than once, it is still a function. Okay? All right, we are going to actually save the vertical line test for tomorrow. We're not going to get into that right now. Questions on functions? Questions on determining domain and range? All right, so for the remainder of class, I'm going to give you your homework now and allow you to work on that till the end of class. Whatever you don't finish will be homework, okay?